I am Georgia or Georgia.
I am Panos.
And you are watching Joyrider TV.
And this is So Was Your Cat.
Oh.
Yes, hello, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV. And yes, it is time for Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Firstly, thank you to Panos and Your Gear for that strong introduction. These guys are our first guests of the season, and that of course means that we are now officially open, and we've just had more guests arriving from Germany and Holland. So very exciting times here down at Wild Wind in Vasiliki on the island of Lefkos in Greece, where it is really not too bad. Oh yeah, so we're back in with some more Show Us Your Cat. We're going to be seeing more from our roving reporter this week in Florida, and I think we're going to start off by going down under to Australia to see what's going on down there. So let's jump in and see what we're looking at this week in this week's Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. As advertised, we're starting off in Australia at Redland Bay, out from Victoria Point in Queensland, where we have David, who has just finished rebuilding this 1978 Supercat. Let's hand over to David, who's going to take us on a journey of how this Supercat came to be.
Dylan and Dave's adventure, picking up a free catamaran. See what condition it's in very soon. It's like Christmas Day opening present. You've got no idea what it's like. I think it's somewhere over there. Spray. This is Supercat. Right. Yeah, just a bit of a tidy up.
It's a 1978 Supercat 15.
Whoa.
The sails it came with was an A-class main and quite a juicy sized jib.
Geez, we nearly lost the mast. Hey. I reckon we made it. Yeah. Look at this. Jeez. And the house behind the mangroves there. But she needs a lot of work.
He's replaced the rigging, the trampoline, the blocks, the ropes, the centreboards, and the rudders are repaired, and he got the hulls back to a usable condition. Pretty serious renovation. The sails it came with was an A-class main and quite a juicy sized jib. Since he first got it on the water, he's lowered the boom to enable better downhauling, and he's added trapeze lines and reinforced the rudder system, and he's now got an extendable tiller bar. So great stuff there, David. This really does show what lengths people will go to get a boat so that they can get on the water. But what a lovely time once it's all done. Thanks very much. So next we're keeping it in Australia. We're heading to New South Wales, to Sydney, where we have Connor. Connor's 14, and yes, this is not a catamaran, and no, we're not going to be making a habit of featuring monohulls in Show Us Your Cat, because that is one step too far. Because Connor sent such a nice email, we thought we'd put his 29er in Show Us Your Cat. So he's sailing his 29er here on Sydney Harbour. What a great place to go sailing. It's a real mixing pot of different vessels on the water. Very good conditions most days in the summer. Connor's dream is to have a Nacra 15. Not a bad dream there, because the Nacra 15 is absolutely cooking. But for the time being, he's having an absolute blast with his 29er, and he's going to be on the speed stick fairly soon. Thanks very much for sending in those pictures of your 29er on Sydney Harbour. Continue sending it. Thank you very much. So next this week, we're going to be heading to the USA, to Daytona Beach, Florida, where I'm going to hand you over to Jeff from Gear Report, roving reporter once again.
It's Jeff from Gear Report as the roving reporter for Joyrider TV. I took the family to Daytona Beach because there was supposed to be a big regatta happening that weekend. Come to find out, the wrong date had been posted on social media, and it was actually the next weekend. But while I was there, why not look for some cats?
Is this your son, I assume?
Yes. Randall, Steve Randall.
What's your name?
Randall.
Randall, Steve. Nice to meet you. If you don't mind, while your dad's filming,
Pardon me?
give me a hand.
Not long after arriving, I stumbled across Steve on the beach. He was kind enough to let me get some video of his boat. And even put my son to work helping him step the mast.
Am I filming?
Go all the way around.
Yes. You're doing awesome, by the way.
All right. Yeah. And then go all the way out and hook it into that top clip. That's it. We're done. Hey Joe, Steve Karen here from Daytona Beach, Hobie Fleet 80. We're getting ready to have a regatta here next weekend, and I'm here to show us your cat. We're here in Daytona. We've been sailing here in Daytona for close to 50 years.
Wow.
We're having actually the 45th annual Golden Reed Summer Sizzler next weekend. We expect close to 30 boats. Hopefully the COVID thing won't shut us down. But this is my Hobie 16. It's a 2016 with a set of sails that are about, I don't know, about 5 years, 6 years old now. But I only use them for racing, so they don't go up very often. Thanks to Jeff for coming by, and maybe you can get some video of us sailing in a little while.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, hold on, I forgot. I've got a GPS evidence. 26 knots on this boat back in 2013. About 30 knot winds, and I had a crew that's about 6'4" and 260 pounds, which enabled us to keep the bow down pretty good.
All right, nothing like throwing down the gauntlet right here on Joyrider TV. Oh, and off he goes.
Oh no, they're clipped onto one of the things on the bag. Strap.
So thanks very much, Jeff. That was another absolutely cooking bit of roving reporting there. And thanks, Steve, for inviting Jeff to take a look at your boat, which is currently sat quite comfortably at the top of the speed stick, both global and Hobie 16. Whatever next on the speed stick. So speaking of the speed stick, if you're not aware of the speed stick, what we've got going is a speed competition for catamarans and monohulls as well. All you need to do is go sailing with a GPS device, send me the evidence and some details. The details that we're going to need are who you were sailing with, what type of boat it was you were sailing, where it was you were sailing, and how fast you went, and then perhaps a screenshot of your GPS device or whatever method you can give just as evidence for that speed that you just racked up on your boat. We've got the global speed stick, which is for everything, and then we've got the Hobie 16 speed stick, which, as it says, is for Hobie 16s. And then we've just started the Vasiliki speed stick as well, where I actually went out with Panos and Your Gear yesterday, 3 up on the Pacific, and we smashed 20 knots. Oh yeah, and that was fun. So get involved with the speed stick. If you'd like your boat to be featured on Show Us Your Cat, then just send me some pictures, video. The video doesn't need to be edited. All you need is send video clips, perhaps of your boat, or you onboard your boat, but photographs are nice as well, with a description of what your boat is, perhaps what year it is, perhaps how long you've had it, definitely where you go sailing. That is essential for Show Us Your Cat, and any other information you'd like to share. Perhaps you've done a major refurbishment project recently as well, and you think the global community should know what it is that you've done. Other than that, thanks very much for watching. As usual, thanks to everybody who's been supporting the channel, whether it's through Patreon, new tiers on Patreon. Head over there, have a look. The link is in the description below. Or perhaps you've bought something from the totaljoyrider.com store. Perhaps you bought something from the local Total Joyrider store, which is actually stuff that I've got here in Vasiliki that will be getting sent out from Greece. That's exciting. And there will be more coming up soon on Joyrider TV. Of course, more Show Us Your Cat next weekend. But until then, keep giving it the beans, and stay safe out there, and be careful, stay safe, but give it the beans, drive it like you stole it. Thank you very much.